Did I create that? Did I create that? Did I create that? We're going to play a game today. I am so very annoyed that people are being told that they create everything in their reality and they are responsible 100% for everything that shows up in their reality. I am beyond frustrated. This is Susie, your beautiful millionaire swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and I will love you forever. I am a life coach, and I am here to drastically change your life for the better. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, please check out my website below. Also, I have a paid Facebook group. If you're interested in that, the link is on my website. So, did I create that? No. You didn't create a narcissist. You didn't create childhood cancer. You didn't create the accident that happened 3 blocks ahead of you when you were driving down the road. You didn't create World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Iraq. You did not create that, and I can prove it. I'm going to have you do one thing, and if you can successfully do this one thing, then I will take my words back. I will apologize. I will say, everyone is you pushed out. You created everything, and nobody has free will. I will literally eat my words, but you have to do one thing. Everybody is you pushed out. You created everything in your reality, and nobody has free will. That's what you were taught. I'm going to prove it's all wrong. If you truly think that that is true, then for the next 96 hours, I want you to stop the sun from setting, which means for 96 hours across the entire planet Earth, everywhere will be lit up because the sun doesn't set. Can you stop the sun setting for 96 hours? Because if you create everything, you can stop the sun from setting. If you didn't, please let yourself off the hook, like I did and my clients do and my friends and my family do, because it is way too much pressure to think that you create everything in your reality. It is beyond frustrating for me. I get young 20-year-old girls and I get them on the phone and they're on a video call and they can't even talk. They are bawling because they think they created this person disrespecting them. They think they created their parents disrespecting them. They think they created being assaulted or raped or abused as a child. Do you know from 0 to 3, almost 4 years, all of our memories are feelings? So you feel icky, you feel good. That's all you know as a child up until you're 3, 4 years old. And then your conscious memory starts kicking in and you start remembering actual physical events on what your life is. From 0 to 7, the people that raise you are dominantly controlling what your thoughts are. You go to school. You are still stuck in that hell loop of whoever raised you, whoever was the dominant person in your life. And then you have to go to therapy to clear that crap out of your life so that you can be free. The 35-year-old person who says, I'm 600 pounds because my parents abused me, did not clear up their crap enough to lose 400 pounds. Dramatic examples here, guys. But if I have to micromanage everything that happens in my reality, I hit a speed bump in the road and got a flat tire. Actually, that's not how I got a flat tire. The first flat tire I ever had, I came around the corner and they didn't put the metal piecing for the road work that they were doing fully on the grass, and it was sticking out, and I cut the corner sharp because of the way the other car was sitting at the stop sign, caught the sidewall of my tire and caused a flat tire. First flat tire I ever had. My whole thought pattern is, tires are amazing. They love me. I don't even have to think about my tires. Tires are great. Did I create the flat? No. The person who did not do their job caused me to have a flat tire. I nowhere in my brain ever thought about a flat tire because even though I know how to change one, I can't break the nuts. I'm not strong enough to break the seal on the nuts. I literally have to bounce on a four-way. What else did I not create? A narcissist. He was born before I was, so how did I create him? I didn't create my grandfather spending 26 years in the Navy. I didn't create my grandmother adopting my stepfather and her family coming from Ireland. I didn't create Aunt Mary being a witch. I definitely did not create World War II because I never would have wanted my grandfather in a war. And he was in World War I and World War II. I sure as the heck wouldn't have wanted Dad, the police officer that I called Dad, to have to spend 4 years in World War II and a majority of that in a foxhole on the front lines. Hell no. I wouldn't want to see a child get sick and die. I've been to one baby funeral and it was a stillborn in my entire life. We take manifesting and what these people are teaching to the extreme. If you have a relationship that is not perfect, it is simply because you have a communication problem. You're speaking French, they're speaking Russian, and everything is being said in American slang. Dramatic examples, but think about this. If you are walking around saying, life is amazing, life is wonderful, life is good, I'm loved, I'm blessed, I'm spoiled. Why is Susie spoiled? Nothing bad should ever happen to us because we create our reality, and because we create our reality, nothing bad should ever happen because we are aligning our imagination, our thoughts, our words, and our feelings in a row. So now our swans are in a row. Life should be a bed of roses. Oh, but do you know a florist has strippers and they take the stem of the roses and they strip the thorns? Our words can strip the thorns, but our words didn't create the sun rising and setting because we can't stop the sun from setting tonight. It's going to set and then it's going to rise again tomorrow morning. We're not going to stop an eclipse. We're not going to stop a meteor shower. We're not going to stop people from dying. If it is our time to die, we're not going to be able to stop it. And to think that you are taking the responsibility for all of this, you got to be miserable. You really, truly, truly have to be miserable. How much fun is it to think that my grandfather died because I created his death? My biological father died because I created his death. My stepfather abused me because I created that. My stepmother abused me because I created that. Then, I, have to deal with a narcissist all the time. I didn't change my story. Get it? How important your story is? My story was I always attract people to fix. I'm a Libra, and according to Zodiac, I am the peacemaker. So in order to make peace, I always have to be fixing something. So I attracted people that always had to be fixed. But when I accepted the fact that I am the peacemaker and that my job as a life coach and helping people to drastically change their life for the better, that's my job. I create peace in my job. I broker peace. I help people find peace in my job. Guess what? The rest of my life started to be fun. I allow my peacemaking skills to help my job. to help add value to your lives. But I don't fix everything that comes into my life. So I dated a guy. He kept talking about wanting a threesome. I was like, not interested. He's like, oh no, we really have to do this. And at this point, we hadn't even slept together. Hadn't even been dating for a week. And he already started this threesome stuff. No, don't want to deal with it. Bye-bye. It's not my job to fix his little fetishes. It's not my job to fix the woman at the register, at the grocery store, or the shopping at the mall, or in a restaurant, who's throwing a fit because she doesn't like something. It's not my fault to fix Karen. It's not. I didn't create Karen. I sure as the hell didn't create these masks, because I've been called a anti-mask bitch. Because I can't wear the mask. I start to go into a panic attack. So I limit the places that I have to go to that wear a mask. I do online orders, so it's delivered to my house. I do online pickup orders. I go in to see my daughter to get my hair done. I go through the drive-thru at a restaurant. Very seldom do I even go sit in a restaurant and eat. I can't wear a mask. Why would I create the entire world wearing a mask? I buy toilet paper once a month. I sure as the heck didn't create people hoarding toilet paper, but apparently on Supernatural, there is an episode where God, aka Chuck, tells the boys to hoard toilet paper. You know, we all watch The Simpsons, and The Simpsons call all of this crazy stuff. If we were to watch the cartoons in Supernatural, then, you know, maybe we could sit there and say, okay, this is going to happen in the future. Somebody went back to an Audrey Hepburn movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and she had a mask in her hand. What goes around comes around. History repeats itself. Weather repeats itself. Cycles are replayed. When the weather repeats itself, it's years. It could be decades. It could be centuries. This health crisis, this happened back in 1920. It's 2020, and it happened again. That's 100 years. Your job is to take responsibility for your actions. If this person is disrespecting you, you are not setting boundaries. If this person is telling you that you don't love them and you don't do anything for them. Oh, I loved it when I had people come up to me and tell me, you don't do anything for him. I'm like, excuse me? He tells us all the time, you don't do anything for him. Well, when a narcissist can't control you, they start to control the people around you. I promise you guys, if you let go of this, I create everything. Everybody is me pushed out, and nobody has free will. You're going to find out life is a lot more fun. Because now Jared can bring me flowers, and I'm really going to appreciate it. I can get my car in a fun way, and I'm still going to be excited about driving it. I can be frustrated about my Valentine's Day decorations and still put them out. And accept that I am frustrated. Yes, I want to be loved and blessed. But one of my dearest friends, who is like a big brother to me, passed away on February 13th. His birthday is June 7th. I don't like those 2 days because I'm not over the loss. Why am I not over the loss? Because time doesn't teach you to get over it. It teaches you to live with it. What are you living with that you don't like? You're living with chaos. You're living with drama. You're living with being disrespected. Hello, have the degree. Do you want me to put it on the wall so you can see where it's really pretty that says abuse survivor, narcissist survivor, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse? What do you want? I would never deliberately hurt somebody. So the fact that I created somebody hurting me, it's a pattern you didn't break. As a police officer's daughter, I'm going to explain to you what we call, Dad used to call them perps. I don't know if they still do today, but used to call them perps. He'd be out driving around town. He'd notice somebody watching something. Then he would know that person's watching somebody. And a couple days later, he'd see that person watching somebody again. That's twice now. So the next night he's working, he does the same thing. He goes by and he sees he's watching them 3 times. That's a pattern. The 4th day he goes by, that person is still there watching. So he goes over and talks to the person to find out what's going on. Finds out that it's a long lost relative, but they're afraid to go knock on the door because they don't know how they're going to react. Or it could be a stalker. Or it could be somebody wanting to kidnap somebody. It could be a reporter trying to get a picture of Elvis Presley, Kim Kardashian, The Rock, my best friend, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They're trying to get his picture coming out of my apartment. That's what they're doing out there. See, this person is out there and Dad noticed him because he wants to snap a picture and put a headline that says, The Rock's cheating on his wife with his best friend. Because that's what the press does. They make this shit up. So did you create everything in your reality? Come a little bit closer because I'm going to only say it once. Fuck no. Do people have free will? Absolutely, positively, they do. Is everybody you pushed out? Fuck no. So let's talk about free will. I don't want to be a puppet master. I don't want to have to pull strings. I mean, what am I going to do? This is Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, you need to go to the grocery store for me and get me food because I'm running a little low on groceries. And then next Sunday, we're having a Super Bowl party, so I need to get a vegetable tray. So Baby Yoda, make sure you get all that done for me. And oh, always remember, coffee, cream, and sugar. Now Baby Yoda's, off doing his thing. So now I'm going to go get the swan and I'm going to tell the swan, okay, swan, this is what I need you to do this week. I need you to book me some clients, give me some ideas on my YouTube videos. And then I need you to make sure that I also get to spend time with the kids because, I can't go a day without playing with Ophelia and Chance. Let's go get this one. What can we make this one do? You know what all of these people are? Assistants. They're my minions. I give it to my minions. Minion, I would like to have a Super Bowl party. So guess what? I got a bunch of people calling and going, are we doing the Super Bowl party this year? Yes. What do I need to do? Because I have 2 weeks to prepare. What else? I need to go grocery store. My daughter's really amazing at this online pickup stuff. And she saves stuff in my favorite. So I just have to go with her and she just checks it out. I go to the store. They put it in the trunk of my car. I bring it home. I carry it upstairs and I put it away. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't even get out of my car. I call from my phone and say, hey, I'm here for my online pickup. My name is Susie. And the guy brings it out. He puts it in the trunk after he confirms it's me. And then I come home. I want yarn. Ordered yarn. My UPS is really awesome to me because he delivered it Friday. What else do you need to do? You need to walk around and start saying, I'm spoiled. I'm loved. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. Life is amazing. Why am I spoiled? Because people are always doing nice things for me. And I don't have to go out and ask them everything that I want in my reality. I give them free will so that they can spoil me. Everyone is you pushed out. I read a post on Facebook today and I'm just livid. Somebody wanted to know what they should do. They know that this 4-year-old is being abused. What should they do? Get that child out of that situation. Why are you posting on Facebook asking what you should do? Because you don't know what to do. So you're asking for help. And everybody's, get the child out, get the child out. How? Did anybody tell her this is the hotline number to call to report child abuse? You can give actual factual stuff that says that this incident happened, this incident happened, this incident happened on these days, and that you are very concerned for the child's well-being and safety, and they will send somebody to check on that child. But if you don't know how to do that, what are you going to do? You're going to ask for help. Did she create that 4-year-old being abused so she could post on Facebook? Everybody just said, keep getting the kid out. Nobody said, hotline them. Call your local DFS. Call the police department and have a wellness check done. I was instrumental in helping to get a serial killer off the streets. And I argue with people because they say I created a serial killer. I didn't watch TV. I didn't watch the news. I watched football, but they didn't talk about serial killers during football because it was football. And we talked about commercials. There was commercials and football. And the announcers were talking about football players and the things that were going on the games. I didn't watch the news. I didn't watch game shows. I didn't watch soap operas. I was a kid who was outside all day long playing, except when a football game was on. Then I was in front of the TV watching a football game. Or was at the stadium watching the football game. How did I create a serial killer? Please tell me how I created that. Because this is an argument I have with all kinds of people. This person was convicted and put to death for what they did. That's my fault? Because somewhere in my creative mind, I created that. So then I also created Jeffrey Dahmer, who used to eat people, and Ted Bundy, who started in Washington and went all the way to Florida and left a trail of bodies. That also means that I created Black Lives Matters. That also means I created the people who voted for Trump. I created the people who voted for Biden. That means I created feast and famine. That means I created all the problems in Africa. All the third world countries that are struggling to make ends meet. No, I didn't. I took a story that I was given when I was a child and I ran it until I got tired of that story. And I said, you know what? This story doesn't serve me anymore. I'm going to change it. I'm going to allow people to have their free will and do whatever they want. I'm not going to talk about that this person is me pushed out, because I would never, ever plan to kill somebody. That's just not an acceptable thing to do, is to sit there and plot something like that. No. Oh, but you know, it is my fault because I love cop drama shows. Like Lucifer's a cop show. Beauty and the Beast is a cop show. Supernatural, okay, they're killing monsters. I mean, we're all afraid of the monsters under our beds. When you let go of everyone as you pushed out, free will, and I created everything, you are now free to focus on what you want. Ooh, and what do you really want? Do you really want to control your Jared and make him your bitch? No, you don't. You want Jared to go into the kitchen and bring you a cup of coffee in your favorite Alabama mug because it makes you happy. Here's the difference. It makes me happy, but it gives me a reason why I'm happily married. It makes Jared happy to bring me a cup of coffee. Because when he's not bringing me a cup of coffee and I'm arguing with him over it, neither one of us are happy. When you are playing with your little blue ball and you're coming up with all of these phrases and questions to say, what are you saying? Are you walking out the door every day and saying, I love you? Or are you walking out the door and saying, why the hell did I even marry you? You are in an abusive relationship and you're calling it a spiritual relationship. What value are they adding to your life? How is it enriching your life? The whole thing about coming to manifesting is that we are enriching our lives and adding value to our lives. When people go to traditional therapy, it is to add value to their life. It's to stop the nightmares and the repeated patterns. People drink and take drugs because they cannot handle their feelings and they don't know how to change their life. Manifesting is our own way of doing traditional therapy. Traditional therapy focuses on the problem and what needs to be changed so you can see this from another perspective. Manifesting focuses on the solution and what needs to be different so you can feel loved and blessed. So you can run around and say, why am I spoiled? Because I had to run into the store this morning and I got the #1 parking spot outside the door. I got to the store. I got what I needed. I got out. I got across town. I dropped it off. I was told thank you. Everything was good. But what I dropped off was because somebody could not go out because they were respecting the COVID test rules. Think about this. You get a COVID test. I didn't know I was supposed to quarantine. I tested positive for COVID, but I didn't know I was supposed to quarantine. We hear it all the time. My nail shop has been closed twice because of it. My daughter has people come in the salon and say, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to quarantine. We all know what we're supposed to do, but we think we created everything instead of focusing on the good things in our life. You're always going to have bad because in order to know what good is, something bad had to happen. So if you had a bad relationship, now you know what a good relationship is. If you had a bad job, you know what a good job is. If you had a bad haircut, you know what a good haircut is. If you had a bad conversation, you know what a good conversation is. You wouldn't know what a good cup of coffee is if you didn't have a horrible one. And yeah, I've had horrible cups of coffee. I prefer Dunkin' Donuts. It's my favorite brand. But if I get Best Choice, I don't like it. To me, it's horrible. It tastes burnt. When you are talking about those things, I always have a bad cup of coffee. That is because you are running a story. If you are trying to manifest love and you're saying, you know, I want to be happily married, but there's no good men out there. Ladies, you're not going to get married. If you are a guy and you're manifesting marriage and you're out there saying all women are hoes, you're not going to get married because you are creating this repeated pattern. You didn't start the story. Somebody else did. You jumped in on their timeline of something they created and you kept running with that story. And then you added proof that that story is why your life is the way it is. And that story either creates a really good life or a really bad life. Proof positive, you can change this. I went from making $800 a month to almost $10,000 a month. 800 to 10,000. Huge jump in dollar points. When I was making $800 a month, I was talking about the fact that I was making less than what my bills were, that I was constantly having to juggle my bills to be able to stay afloat. I didn't have money to go grocery shopping or to go to the movies, much less buy makeup. Last year, I spent over $5,000 in makeup. Apparently, I have a little bit of a makeup problem and I don't even wear it every day. When I started saying, I always make more than I spend, I have basic bills. It's so easy to pay my basic bills. I always have money. Money started showing up in my life in different ways. But you can't sit there and say, I am wealthy, and then talk about struggling, because you're sending out a mixed message. So when I say you don't have to clean up your shit, You don't. You just have to stop talking about, I'm struggling to do XYZ, and start talking about, oh, it's so easy to be wealthy. Money just comes to me in bucket loads. I have truckloads of money. I always have money. I make more than I spend. I am spoiled, rotten. I can buy anything I want. When you flip that, and then when you flip it with your specific person, oh my God, my specific person, my specific person loves me. Why am I spoiled? Because my specific person loves me. My specific person loves me and spoils me rotten. You're no longer disrespecting that person, so that person is going to start showing different. But you're not changing the outer world. You're changing the way you see it. So you are going from an Alabama mug to a Starbucks Frappuccino. Because in my little run this morning, I made sure the person got chocolate and coffee. Because I'm spoiled, so I spoil the people around me. Florence Shovelshin says, there's a story about this lady that she said. The woman said her aunt was her karma. Everything she said to her aunt was reflected back to her. So she was eating dinner with her aunt one day, and she told her aunt, be quiet. I want to enjoy my dinner in peace. The next day, because she's a highly evolved woman, she's having dinner with this lady she wants to impress. The lady, she's excitedly talking to her, and the lady tells her, be quiet. I want to enjoy my meal in peace. She said, whatever I say to my aunt comes back to me. So she started talking better to her aunt, because everything she said to her aunt, she felt was reflected back. That is a story she tells. Just like struggling, just like manifesting works or doesn't work, just like a board game. You play Monopoly, you play cards, you play the game of life. Life is an adventure. And the adventure can be fun or chaotic. I lost the word adventure because adventure to me meant chaos. And I just started saying life is fun. I'm spoiled. Life is fun. And things drastically changed again for the better. What do you want in your life? Do you want to be loved and blessed? Or do you want chaos? Loved and blessed is talking about life is amazing. Knowing that occasionally you're going to hit a speed bump. When you do, you're allowed to go under the line for 24 hours. After 24 hours, you have to get up, get a shower. If you're a woman, put on your makeup, do your hair, and put nice clothes on. If you are a guy, take a shower, shave, put on a nice outfit. If you have a beard, trim your beard, make it look nice. Put on a nice outfit. Get up and do something. Even if it's going to the living room, sitting on the couch, turning on Netflix, and watching comedies. Because you cannot cry and laugh at the same time. So if you are having fun, you're laughing your way through life and you are enjoying it. If you are crying, it's because you are still allowing the programming that somebody else put into you to run your life. Stop making it complicated. Free yourself to be able to enjoy the little things in your life. I love you guys. Have an absolutely positively amazing day. And as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better.